So I want to talk a little about my workflow when creating these environments. So how I started, as I mentioned earlier, is like just sketching. And I sometimes prefer just sketching traditionally because then I get a break from the computer. So this is a very early sketch of the level Dice Yard. And here you can see a first initial test in the editor. What I call this is a art slice. It's like an isolated section of a scene that is distinct for the level.
We can make those for each level, right? Like as a concept art, almost for each, like one craft.
Yeah, it's like a sketch for the whole level, you could say. So we push it as much as possible and try out different lighting situations. And in this stage, I just made some like basic meshes myself that look like shit, but they have the right shape. And it works pretty well. And while I'm working at this, our prop artist, in this case, Juna Holm, creates the final assets that we know that we're gonna need. And so when I feel satisfied with the slice and the colors match with the story kind of, and I'm ready to move on, then we replace those assets with more final assets. This is not final, but it's more final than this. These were the pictures I could find from that time. I wish I took more work in progress pictures, actually.
So every level has its own kind of unique assets that will make up the foundation and the look of that world. Right. And then you might borrow from the other worlds, right? To like keep building.
So here are the main ones, the dice monuments, right?
That's the foundation. Exactly. Yeah, we focus on the most important elements, and then we just make a small slice. Because then we can also figure out, during that process, we can figure out if we need more assets or if we can scale off some stuff. Because we had limited resources in the beginning in the art team, so we wanted to be effective on the asset front. So this was a really good way to do that. And in the end, the level turned out like this, which is quite different, but it's still a really nice process, and we iterate during production. I mean, the levels are created in different phases, I'd say, like a first pass, the whole level after making the art slice, and then a second pass, third pass, fourth pass, final pass. And during that process, we always iterate on the things we don't like. For example, on this picture, in this slice, what we didn't like with this was that there was too much noise and too much silhouettes and distracting the player from knowing where to go. And this look is much more simple for the mind.